Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. How are we all doing here on this Friday morning? Let me just adjust myself slightly. This is Reganelite here. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are all doing well. You did it. You made it to the end of another week. Well done. Pat yourself on the back, guys. Honestly, because sometimes it can be very difficult when it's the Monday and getting to the Friday. It's finally here, so that means get through today, enjoy your weekend, and then we go once again, guys. Today is the 14th of November 2025 at 11 a.m. UK time. We are dual streaming live on youtube.com/Reganelite and on twitch.tv/Reganelite1 just for reference. So if you're on either chat, do say hello if you're here live as well. So for those who don't know, for those who may be new to this live stream here on this Good Morning with me, Reganelite, for about an hour or so, we give today's daily quota. We have a look at the weather for the next couple of days over the weekend and into the future. And we'll also have a look at what some of the news is being said. We're looking at such as The Guardian. We'll have a look at the Associated Press from America. We'll see what Al Jazeera from World News and Middle East specifically are saying as well. There's all sorts of kinds of news that we will look at for the whole hour as well. And you guys get to share your thoughts down in the comments as we go along here. Just want to say hello to Mutty Von Eric, who's lurking in the chat there. Good morning, peeps. Loves and sausages. Love and sausages to you too. Did not have any sausages this morning myself, but I hope you enjoyed. I don't know if you had sausages this morning or not, but I hope you did. Person impersonator, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. Reverse crap. Oh, and the binmen have just turned up. Loud outside. Yeah, they are going to be loud outside, but you can never complain about the binmen because they have a very important job, and that is to take our rubbish away. And really much appreciate what the binmen do. That is for sure. So let us start with today's daily quota. Here it is, guys. Here is today's daily quota here from John Templeton there. What is today's daily quota here? A very nice, simple one to take us into the weekend, guys. It is nice to be important, but it is more important to be nice. It is nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. And that is true. We have to learn to be nice. But it's nice to be an important person, but being nicer is far more important. Because it shows the kind of person that you are to other people around you. And unfortunately, guys, you won't see tomorrow's daily quota here. Because it's not available because there's no live stream tomorrow. Sorry, guys, no live streams for the weekends. Actually, not doing live streams on the weekends is probably one of the best decisions that I've made because it allows me respite, which is much needed. And the last 24, 48 hours has been a roller coaster of work and tiredness for me. So I'm hoping to get a lot done today so that I don't have to do nearly any work tomorrow. In fact, I'm probably going to try and have some time Saturday to do just lay back and take things easy, but no promises to do so there. So let's have a look at today's weather, guys, and see what the weather is forecasting for us. We did touch on it quite in detail yesterday, but it's very fascinating to say the least here. So here it is at the moment. Remember today, 14th of November here. At the time of this, it's at 6 o'clock here. Got the winds forecast up, and we can see here this is using the bbc.co.uk/weather map just for reference here. And we can see here Lisbon 16, Madrid 12 temperatures there. Still some rain forecast down there in Spain and Portugal respectfully there. Rome and Nice 15, 17 there. Istanbul 13 there. Bucharest 7. Kiev 8, Zagreb 12, Bern 9, Vienna 9, Prague 8, Warsaw 9, Berlin 8. Moscow 7, Riyadh 14, St. Petersburg, Chile 1, Oslo up there in Norway, Chile 1 as well. And you can see actually before we get to Paris 13 there, Berlin 8 as well. Before we get to the UK weather, we can see that storm that's hitting, literally it's raining outside where I am, but you can also see it's coming all the way over Europe as well. Yeah, hitting parts of northern Germany there and parts of Denmark there. You can see there as well. Up here in the chilly north, you can see Iceland there, a very chilly 1 degrees there as well, just for reference there. Coming in to UK, we can see Brussels at 14 there as well. Temperatures very cold. Some parts already getting some snow up there today. It's what it looks like there. So at the moment, it looks like there's not really too much forecast of snow. But if you look at the temperatures today, you can see very chilly, particularly up in Scotland here. Is there actually forecasting of snow today? That's a good question. So here are some of the temperatures up there for our friends up north. Here, we can see 6, 7, 8 degrees chilly here. We'll switch it to 6 o'clock just for reference there, just in case things change. But yeah, most temperatures there, very cold. As we would expect up there, again, just stay warm. And you can see there is some forecast of snows up in some of the hills and up in the mountains there in parts of Scotland there. So yes, going to be chilly in some parts, but it's not as much snow as it should be, I think is the good question there. In terms of the rest of England here, going from the south of Scotland to the north of England here, you can see 7, 8, 9 degrees here. And you can see this big storm of rain, which is coming literally everywhere here. 7, 8, 9 degrees, very chilly Friday evening. You can see, I can't even see Wales, guys. I can't even see Wales. Look, you just can't even see it. It's completely all covered up. I need to zoom out to see where I am. Like, that's how bad it is. I mean, it's just a massive storm that's going to be there all day. Oh, let me just give it just. There we go. You can see that, yeah, very cold temperatures, even for a Friday evening there. Scrolling down into southwest of England, 13, 14 degrees in there in some parts there as well. A little bit warmer in the south of England, but these temperatures are not going to last long. They are going to drop as well. Yeah, so London here where I am, we've been getting away with the temperature for a fair bit. That is coming to an end. But yeah, this big storm here going to be problematic. Yeah, so for those who live in the Midlands, you live in Wales, please take extra precautions. If we go a bit, move the dial a little bit further, we can see some of that rain pushing further south. Some of it may push up north. There's little scatters of it up north and scatters of snow as we touched on as well. But moving into overnight tonight into Saturday morning, there temperatures still very chilly in many parts there. And that rain is still around there. Temperatures, London 11, Cardiff 9, Manchester 9, Dublin 9, Belfast 7, Edinburgh 6 respectively there overnight there into Saturday morning. I'll come to that super chat and the rest of you guys in just a moment. Just bear with me. Moving into Saturday morning here. Temperatures, again, not too much change, but they're roughly around about the same. But still quite chilly in parts. But there is still some forecast of rain around, but not as much as it was the day before. So it looks like that rain is going to be around for a little bit, but it will start to clear up. Temperatures still going to be very cold in many parts there as well. Moving into Saturday evening, though, if we go into Saturday evening, here we can see the temperatures Saturday night there. The temperature's really going to drop there. 10 degrees there is Saturday night. So finally, London is going to be experiencing a drop. Cardiff 8, Manchester 8, Dublin 10, Belfast 7, Edinburgh 5. Going into Sunday there, you can see the temperature's really going to drop there in some parts there. Edinburgh to a chilly 3 there. Manchester 6. London still staying around 10 degrees according to the BBC's weather report. But Monday morning, it actually drops a little bit and it touches up back up there Sunday there. You can see temperatures 9, 8, 6 degrees in some parts there. Sunday looks like it's going to be a pretty okay day. Not nothing too bad there. Looks like it'll be a dry day, but just very cold. Yeah, some parts, there'll be some tiny bits of rain, but most of the UK is pretty much going to be fine. Not going to experience too much rain there from the looks of it there. And if we just zoom in a bit more further there, we can see, you guys were mentioning about the snow. Yeah, there it is. You can see it out there in the ocean there. And you can see Sunday night, you can see the temperatures here really from Sunday really start to drop. Even London is gonna get hit with it here. And you can see Sunday night 5, 5, 7, 6, Edinburgh 3, London 7, overnight into early Monday morning. So those temperatures really do start to drop in pretty much all throughout the UK there. It's going to be really cold Monday morning there. So probably Monday is the first time we're going to see real cold temperatures here. You can see the temperatures there for yourselves, guys. Sunday night to Monday morning for my friends up in Scotland, you should be expecting that. Wrap up warm. do wrap up warm there. Dropping down into the north of England, temperatures are a little bit warmer, but only a tiny little fraction, but still very cold, very chilly. No snow yet at the time of this for Monday morning, but you can see there pretty much all throughout the UK there is going to be temperatures are going to drop. London is getting away with it a little bit more with 6 degrees, but overall temperatures are going to drop there. Dublin and Belfast also going to experience that chill as well. But if I zoom back out a little bit, before, don't worry, I will come to your super chats, guys. Just bear with me. We can see there if we go into, yeah, pretty much all throughout Monday. Doesn't look like it's going to be any rain, any snow whatsoever. But if we move into Monday night into Tuesday, we can see some snow. Looks like it's gathering in parts of Scotland and rain up north there, parts coming in. And we can see there Tuesday morning up north, my friends in Scotland. It's a big patch of snow coming over. And it looks like, yep, Tuesday afternoon, it looks like you're going to be getting a lot of snow. Looks like you're going to be getting snow, sleet, and whatnot. And even parts of northern England is also going to experience that as well from the looks of it. Yep, that looks like there. So that is what we're going to be experiencing on Tuesday, guys. But we will have a look and update that on Monday when we come back for another Good Morning live stream, just for reference there. Right. Let me just come to the super chats, and there's a bunch of people who have turned up here in the chat. So, good morning, Ellie. Good to see you there. Hope you're doing well. Alison Keir, good to see you there. No worries. Leapskin, good to see you there. Scott Hayes as well. Counter Kev, good to see you there as well. Mad Monk 33, good to see you there. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Peter M with a very generous £2 super chat. A chilly start. It is a chilly start indeed. Stay warm, my friend. Thank you so much for the £2 super chat. Hope you're all staying warm. Jeanette, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. Hope you're all looking forward to the weekend that's coming up. Hope you guys got some nice plans and not just working all the time. I generally mean that. Alistair here with a £2 super chat there. Also says for Ollie. Thank you so much there. Much appreciated. Scott there, good morning to you. Hope you are doing well. And Alistair Kears provided a link to the roundtable if you missed it last night. Yep, I did put that on post. I posted that as well as a reminder as well. So yeah, it was a great chat. Yeah, it was. Thank you guys for those who attended. I know not everyone could attend it, but if you did, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Mad Monk with a £5 super chat as well, going towards the goal. Thank you so much for that, for your support, my friend. I really appreciate that. And Matty Von Erich with a £2 super chat as well. 20.5 degrees inside my flat ambient. No heating on yet. You got insulation, have you got insulation? Generally curious. Thank you for the £2 super chat. That's really good. You must have. I'm assuming you have really good insulation then, if you've not had to put on the heating. Yeah, it's very, very good for those who've got that. Thank you guys for those who have sent super chats already. Much, much appreciated. Okay, guys, let's have a look at all the news. There's so much news to look at, and I have to stop because Alison Keir with a £5 super chat saying, confetti time, all hail the DRP and Ollie. So, sorry, guys. Pingu here wants to say thank you so much. For those who don't know, Pingu is the part of the Democratic Penguins Republic from McDonald's Island. Remember, they got tariffed by Donald Trump. So that's what some of the money that we raise here goes towards. It goes towards protecting McDonald's Island from the evil Trump administration, guys. Because they want to put tariffs on penguins. It's not enough on humans. They want to do it on penguins as well here. And Ollie wants to say thank you as well. And guys, all these guys, all them and the rest of the gang behind me, they're custom emojis that you can get by being YouTube members as well. Did you guys know that? No. Yeah, my friend Alison Keir is showing some of the there. Yes, there's even an emoji of Ollie sitting on top of Pingu, which Pingu has doesn't like that emoji at all, because he doesn't like being mocked, which is what he was there. Yeah, and he's just told me to go F myself. Yeah, that's how much he doesn't like it. Okay, guys, let's have a look let's go straight into the news. So let's start with The Guardian. Let's see what they've got there. Rachel Reeves accused of rattling the markets after income tax U-turn pushes up borrowing cost. There for UK Borrowing Live. Lisa Nandy, BBC Review will examine political appointments to the board. Culture Secretary says shares concerns that such as appointments have damaged chops. A mixed call for Robert Gibb to go. Yep, he's got to go. If the BBC is to charter a reasonable future of some sorts. there. It's definitely not in a very good place right now. Robert Gibb, yeah, remember guys, he's a conservative stooge. There is a real concern I share political appointments to the board of the BBC's damaged confidence and trust in BBC impartiality, she said. Yeah, something they'll be looking for as part of the Charter Review, which sets the terms of the BBC for next decade, which this government is about to kick off. Well, they have to do something about it, because it's not looking good. Not looking good. It's still overall overall polls are saying that, but it'll be interesting to see what the polls say about the BBC in the next month or two, because right now the scandals have literally just hit. So right now most polls are saying that the BBC is still generally popular amongst the whole of the UK. But it'll be interesting to see in the next month or two, once they do a new polls after these scandals around the BBC, to see how much it's affected its reputation. That'll be then, if the opinion polls haven't shifted, it means that the right wing haven't been successful in damaging its reputation. But if it's reduced, then it speaks a lot about the BBC there. Shabima Mahmood to unveil changes to tackle illegal migration modelled on the Danish system. We touched on this a bit earlier in the week, and I have to say this here. This is not going to do anything. This is not going to change the people coming across on the boats. This is not going to stop people losing their lives crossing over. This is not going to scaremonger people. This is not going to change anything. And you're modelling on a system in Denmark where, you know, it's not the same country as ours. It has a land border. It also has a land border with the Europe. To be fair, it also is part of the European Union. Yes, there are some concessions that it has in regards to itself with the European Union on immigration. Some concessions on it. But also the other thing as well is that the Denmark, with respectfully, a lot of people do come to the UK not just because of our multiculturalism, but also because English is one of the biggest and most popular languages. So that's another reason why people come as well. So that's another reason why I just don't see why we're basing it off with respect to Denmark. And I don't mean in any disrespect to a modelling system that's not really the same that doesn't work with us, I don't feel. Alison Keir, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Wow, very generous of you, my friend. Thank you. Giving 10 to Scott, Alex Adams, The Witchy Goth, Ben Coffey, Veg Pie, Mithril, QA Library, Birdie Burrows, Greg Garsman, and Wes Ashana. They have all been gifted memberships, which means they all get access to early additional content, as well as access to members' posts as well. If you're a YouTube member, you get access to early posts as well. You get as those benefits there. And just for members who are just curious, yeah, I will be putting out short videos today for the next couple of days for you guys. That is on my jobs list to do today, if anybody's curious as well. As for whether I'm going to put a premiere video out tomorrow night, I've undecided. It depends. To be fair, it's been like every 2 weeks, so I may skip tomorrow's one just because I do have other things I need to get done today as well. But thank you, Alison Keir, for the 10 gifted memberships. But yeah, if I have time, I'll do a premiere video, guys. To be fair, it's not been too bad to be doing them. It's just giving you guys a little extra something on Saturday night if you guys wanted to hang out in the chat as an option. I've been doing it, dropping it at 8 o'clock in the evening on a Saturday. You know, because I used to do 2 premiere videos for you guys, Saturday and Sunday. But because it's not just my YouTube work now, it's my wrestling work that I earn money from now. So I do, you know, the last month or last few months, I've had to rebalance the way I do work. It's another reason why I don't do long format videos on the channel as well. The reason why I don't do them, guys, is as much as I do enjoy doing those videos and talking about them, they just don't get any views. You know, some of them don't even get less than 10 views. Whereas the short videos, they still get a moderate amount of views, to between 200 to 500, or sometimes even more than that. There's no benefit of me doing those videos that I used to do, the long format ones. They take a lot of time and effort, and I don't get anything back for it. I only get about 5 to 10, sometimes 20 views, but it just doesn't feel any sense of reward whatsoever, guys. So that's why I don't do them anymore. And again, it takes up time which I could be using elsewhere, unfortunately. So yeah, there's no point making content if people aren't going to watch it, guys. Good morning, Damon Guest. Hope you are doing well. No worries, my friend. Hope you have a great day, just like everybody else here. So yeah, Danish system, pointless. Safe, legal routes. That is the solution. Zoe Gardner's been saying it before. She said it again. Listen to the experts. You want an expert? YouTube.com/Zoe Gardner. She has a YouTube channel. Listen to what she has to say. Don't just take my word for it. Take it from an expert. Your party received small portion of withheld supporters' donation. What's this about? Row continues between camps of Jeremy Corbyn and Zara Sultana, whose company holds hundreds of thousands of pounds of party funds. Received small portion of withheld supporters' donation. Statement from Corbyn, along with said hundreds of thousands of pounds were donated by supporters in good faith have since remained beyond its reach, which they described as being extremely frustrating and disheartening. It added a small portion of the fund was transferred to the party on Thursday, which they said was insufficient. They will continue to pursue the transfer immediately of the money donated. Well, let me just point this out. Zara Sultana did say she would not be saying she would be transferring the whole lot. She said a small. She said a certain amount. I can't remember how much it was, but she said a certain amount would be transferred over, and a certain amount has been transferred over. But obviously, the Corbyn side of it is that they want all the money transferred over. Your party is a effing joke. And I'm just thinking, like, how on earth is this guy? Like, I'm looking at this from afar, and I'm just thinking, this is not how to run a political party. I've said it before, and I've said it again. Zara Sultana is the fault of all this. You know, getting her in on this project was the worst decision that they had made. If she was not involved in this at all, they would not be having the problems that they are having. They really wouldn't. Which is actually, in another way, actually, I'm kind of like, I wonder now, you know, I would not actually want her in the Green Party, considering how problematic she has been for this political party now. If I'm honest, you know, despite the fact I'm not a Green Party member here in England, I would not, you know, knowing what I know now about Zara Sultana and the way she has conducted herself in all of this, I would not want her in the Green Party. Because it seems like to me a bit of a power. It does feels like to me a bit of a power grab as well, guys. You know. Forgive me for being a bit random. Scott says, Mrs. was rushed to the hospital last night, so a bit scattered today, says Scott. I'm so sorry to hear that, Scott. I'm really sorry to hear that. I generally mean that. I hope she's okay. I'm really terrible to see that. Mass on her back, and she had a CT and MRI coming this morning. She's deep out of it at the moment. We're generally our thoughts and prayers, my friend. That's I really hope she's okay. We really do. If you do come on Monday, do give us an update on if you're here for Monday's live stream, give us an update, Scott, if you can. That'd be greatly appreciated. Yeah, absolutely terrible to hear such a thing. Yeah, because it makes me think about you know when you think about if you don't really, unless it affects you, it doesn't really you know, I think about my partner, and if anything ever happens to her, and it's just like, you know, always think about other people's well-beings, you know. Yeah, let us know, Scott, if you can. Alison Keir says your party is a cluster F big time. It is an absolute, it's a joke. I've said it's a joke. You know, originally when it started, like, I was like giving it optimism, let's see what it does and all that kind of stuff. But as time has gone on, it's just like the more that's come out, it's just like this. Like, I generally think Jeremy Corbyn is so serious about making this work. I really, really do. But I don't think he's the fault. I think the fault is you put Zara Sultana involved in this. And you put your trust in her not to reveal this. Because remember, I've said this before, the original plan of this political party, was to come out. We weren't supposed to know about this party. We weren't supposed to know anything about it until the conference this month. But Zara decided to tweet it out without telling anyone. Yeah? Blindsiding Jeremy Corbyn, blindsiding everyone out of the blue. There's a part of me that does feel for Jeremy Corbyn because, you know, he wants to create a movement that would win over hearts and minds, but it just feels like, yeah, he's got a bad apple in the political spectrum. She offered a transfer 600,000 from Cardi's founders earlier this year, only to be rebuffed by allies. Small Persian. What has she said? Spokesperson for Sultana said on Monday Zara is working to transfer all the funds. So she hasn't said anything since then. She hasn't actually tweeted about it from the looks of it. Okay. Party officials seeking a sum of 800,000. Yeah, she offered a transfer of 600,000. Yeah. Joke party, absolute clown party. You know, and we talk and we talk about Reform Russia being a clown party as well. Pierced amount, fresh offence to halt assisting dying bill. Yep, they don't want people to have the right to die, guys. That's why the House of Lords, it either needs one or two things. It needs to be destroyed or it needs significant reform. I don't like the House of Lords and House of Lords. Unfortunately, there are times where it's actually helped us and protected us, from people who would do us harm. But on this occasion here, there's just a lot of them are a bunch of old people who don't understand that some people want to have the right to die when they have absolutely nothing left for them. I wasn't in favour of the assisting dying bill. It's when it got put to the House because originally I was, and then they made amendments which I was not happy about, and they did pass. It did pass in the Parliament, and again I wasn't keen on that bill in particular. However, I'm a believer in assisting dying because I do believe people need to have that right, and I just feel that I felt that the bill itself didn't have the robust it needed. My hope is that going through the Lords, it will get the robustment it needs. Yeah. It's for me, I just think about the victims in all of this, right? People who just, who don't have the money to go or want to go to Switzerland or wherever it is to die. Like, it's just a terrible way for people. It's just an absolute awful thing. Nobody, but I don't like, that there's been conversations about other things that it could be used for, like mental health and whatnot, which I very much firmly, strongly disagree with. Like, it should only be the case of, for me personally, the assisting dying bill should only be the case of if you are definitely dying, you've been checked off by doctors and whatnot that you definitely cannot be saved, then and only then that option should be applied. Any other reason, I do not accept. Yeah, I just think that's really, really important. Mistakes are going to be made with the assisting dying bill. There are going to be mistakes. There are going to be faults, and I think we can, it's not going to be perfect, but it needs to be as strong as it possibly can be. And I generally hope that the Lords make amendments necessary to do so, but yeah, it's going to be a long time before that bill gets passed because the Lords they're not in favour of it. They really aren't. Assisting dying bill is not good in my opinion. I just don't think the bill itself is very good. My hope is that it gets the robustment it needs. I hope the Lords ensure that it gets the robustment it needs. And Matty makes a very valid point. A lot of disabled people are rightly concerned about the right to die. The bill, I get it. People should have the right to choose. I don't know what protections are in place, but it 100% needs protections. Yeah. And of course, that's a very good point as well. The people with disabilities. There have been another group of people who are very concerned about this as well. I can't remember which group. My apologies, but yeah, disabled people should not be given this option. If a person with disabilities, as long as they can have a good and comfort in life, this option should never be made available to them. As long as they can have a good, comfortable, and happy and content life, at least, this option should not be available to them. Like, if they are in general pain and agonizing and whatnot, then you could make a different argument. But as long as they are having a happy and content life, this option should not be available anywhere near them. Good morning, Trip. Hope you are doing well. Right, what else have the Guardian got before we switch gears? British Egyptian activist stopped from flying to the UK, says family. Storm Claudia. Torrential rain expected to be in parts of England. So it's Claudia. Claudia is causing all this rain and storm where I am. Resident doctors begin 5-day worker strike. Anything else interesting here? Excuse me. Reform growth and whatnot. Yeah. We'll wait till closer to the budget and then we'll give our scrutiny of it, to be fair. That's some of the stories there from The Guardian. Let's see what Sky News are saying. Normally, Sky News don't have too many stories because it's mainly a lot of analytics there. Chancellor is not shy of facing people down amid budget turmoil, said Cabinet Minister. Oh, that is it? Is that the case? I don't know about you guys. Have you ever seen the Chancellor walk the streets of London or walk the streets of her constituency, literally being confronted by the members of the public, facing people down? When's the last time she done that? Can anyone tell me? Apart from when she was running in election mode, when was the last time there? I hate this, facing down people. Take a page out of Zach Polanski, Don't talk about facing people down when you're not even prepared to listen to come face to face with people who vehemently disagree with you. You're politicians. MOD hasn't done enough to prevent further data breaches following Afghan leak, MP say. So many Afghans have died as a result of that data leak. Someone needs to be made accountable for the data leak. Someone needs to be made accountable. I even go, even criminal charges here. Even criminal charges. I'm serious. Criminal charges should be made about people responsible for this. Because Afghans have died. Some have been brutally murdered and tortured because of this leak. There needs to be accountability here. People's lives have been destroyed. People's lives have been lost as a result of this. There needs to be action taken here. And I feel like the establishment is covering this up to protect other politicians, and it pisses me off. Now, people have died as a result of this data leak. Is West Street in a shoo-in for Labour leader? No, is my answer. Starmer is now more likely to face leadership challenge after the street and briefing row. Yeah, we discussed quite a bit of that in detail yesterday, to be fair, as well. I thought it was quite a fascinating discussion between the four of us yesterday. UK, what have they got here? Ed's life changed on the blink of an eye. She's using her final weeks to make her voice heard. Floods. Staggering 20-year fall in domestic UK flights. Here's why. I have never used domestic flights personally, but that's because I don't travel very far. And well, to be fair, I'm a train person. To be fair, even though it does cost us much. Do you think domestic flights have reduced? Let me know in the comments, guys. BBC tells Trump it won't pay compensation over speech edit. Ooh. BBC apologises to Donald Trump over edit panoramas, but says there isn't a basis for definition claims. The corporation said the editing of panoramas feature that will not be broadcast again in any form on BBC platform. Yep, that's the best thing. Yep. If he's going to sue, he can try, but I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's personally going to work there. She avoids her constituents unless it's a big celebration. Yep. Fair, yep. And then she'll come in and take all the credit. Say, yay, look at me. I did all this. I did all this. So, what are the BBC saying here? Reeves expecting to drop plans for income tax rate. Councils warn of total collapse in special needs system. I touched on this yesterday's morning show as well. Special education needs a disability system for children in England faces total collapse, and the government must not keep ducking reforms, council leaders has warned. The county councils network, which represents some of England's largest local authorities, says councils have deficits which will reach £4.4 billion a year by the end of this parliament in 2029 as they struggle to cope with the increased demand. £4.4 billion. The government has put off planned reforms to the SEND system until next year, and a white paper setting out those reforms was delayed recently. Ministers face pressure from Labour MPs who warned there would be political danger in watering down support for children. Yeah, of course not. You're not... if you stifle children's education, of course you rightfully are going to get whacked here by... whacked by parents and voters. You're talking about our children, for crying out loud. Number of education, health and care plans, a legal document entitled Children to Support from Local Authorities, has increased according to the Department of Education. There were 638,745 EHCPs in place in January 2025, up 10.8% on the same point last year. The number of new plans which started during 2024 also grew by 15.8% on the previous year to 97,747. The The County Council's Network CCN said 1 in every 20 children in England could end up needing this kind of support by the end of the decade. This is where I come back to the this is where I come back to again. This comes back to equality and cost of living again, because I can speak for myself that and from my perspective, when I was younger, and I don't know how many of you I've shared this in the past with some of you guys, but for those who don't know, I was someone that had that needed support. I had something called emotional behavior difficulties. I had trouble controlling my temper, and I got expelled from secondary school. I got taken to a specialist school in Bushy, I think it was Bushy, Watford, called Falconer School. I don't know if they still do special needs there, but at the time, it was an all-boys school. The classrooms were only about from 8 to 10 to 12 in 8 to 10 roughly around from 8 to 12 in the classroom. So they're very small classroom sizes when I them, and they were specifically for boys who had these issues. And there's always in pretty much nearly every single classroom always had an assistant teacher there to help you overcome these issues. Not every single boy who came out of that school, proved to be able to do that, but a lot of those kids who were there, and I remember a lot of them, some of them have come from really, really poor backgrounds, from whether it's been divorced or whatever, being a single parent and whatnot, the lifestyle and the life that they have is not very great and whatnot, and that for me, that's where the problem when it comes to children. And you're going to see more kids in this situation because, again, comes back to inequality, comes back to cost of living. When we have lots of parents, single parents out there who are struggling to make ends meet, who are working 60 plus hours a week because they're working a second or third job to try and pay for things, or they're working plus claiming entitlements because they don't have enough to feed themselves. Like, those kind of things are so demoralizing, not just for the parents but for the child as well. It can be very gut wrenching. So I tie this down. So again, this comes back. It's not just about the education system. It's about tackling and engaging the inequality in society that we have here in England in particular. I'm just speaking from England in particular here. There, obviously, I don't know what the levels of inequality how it is in Scotland in comparison to the rest of the UK. I'm sure it's probably better. But I wouldn't be right for me to say that there isn't an issue there, because everybody wants better wages, and we want freezes on our bills, because that's the key fundamental for me is we need to see an increase in minimum wage, but we need to see our bills at least the bare minimum frozen, so that we can bridge the gap. And I've spoken about this before. Again, people were praising the Labour government for the massive increase in minimum wage. Yeah, that's great. Well, everyone's bills went up as well, so it just didn't really make a difference, So you have to, one of the things, remember, when you hear things like this, remember, inequality, cost of living is always a factor into these. Yeah, they don't always say it, but it's tied into this. And that point, I think, is really, really important when we discuss things like this, I think it's really, really important to never forget that that part, guys. Who is Starmer's Chief of Staff, Morgan McSweeney? He's a nasty individual who doesn't know fucking anything about being in government. Sorry for swearing, guys. Apologies. Who doesn't know what he's doing and needs to be kicked to the curb. I think he's one of the biggest problems. And I think Labour would actually be a little bit better if he was gone. But Keir Starmer won't let him go because he needs him, because he can't run government by himself, because he's a small little man when it comes to being PM. Appears to suggest over 900 changes to assisting dying's bill. I don't like 900 changes. I know there were going to be a lot of changes, but I wasn't expecting that many. Labour to begin talks on entry fee for EU carbon scheme. No-fault evictions to be banned in England in May. May? We gotta wait till May? That's more than... We've got to wait till May. No-fault evictions will be outlawed in England from May the 1st. The government confirmed as it's out of time. Why not sooner? Landlords also said the reforms would increase the screening of prospective tenants. Spoken to nervousness about what would happen when tenancies go wrong. Too late. It's fine. Should have been May. Just not quick enough. Too slow. Sorry, Labour have been too slow on that. Like, I'm glad it's finally coming, but my God, it's been too slow. Crime Commissioner quits Labour role after role is axed. Doctors begin 5-day strikes. Quick look here. We'll switch gears to some world news in a minute. Any other stories here? Man suspected of being fake Admiral at Remembrance event investigated. Why would you fake being there? Why would you do that? Officials are looking into whether a man who took part in Remembrance Sunday commemoration dressed as a high-ranking Navy officer was a fake. The man was involved in a reef laying at Lauderdale, Conway County on Sunday and saluted the war memorial before marching away with a colleague. Serving and former service personnel became suspicious when they saw him dressed as a Rear Admiral and wearing the rare Distinguished Service Order medal. Ministry of Defence said it was taking the matter very seriously, adding the impersonating of a naval officer could be considered a criminal offence. Hundreds of people on the seafront there last weekend for traditional remembrance silence. Members of the town spotted a man wearing a rare uniform among the ranks and serving servicemen and women. The man was wearing the Rear Admiral. So Dr. Chris Parry's held position told the BBC only 3% of people who join the net get it Rear Admiral. What? Here's the thing. Like, why would you fake it? I like, if you're not like, I don't know. That's a very odd story. Mind you, though, human beings are very weird. Let's not forget that. Northern Ireland story. Puffins return to the island for the first time in at least 25 years. Yay! That's lovely to hear. Puffins have been seen on the island of Musk from County Arran in the first times in years after a major scheme to remove invasive brown rats. It is the first time the vulnerable seabird has been recorded on the tiny island of Isles. I'm going to botch the name, so apologies. Isles Maggie, since Oslo Wildlife took over management in the seabird sanctuary 25 years ago. A program of rat eradication began in 2017, and winter grazing has now been implemented to keep vegetation low, so predator cover is reduced. Charity's Nature Reserve Manager Andy Collins said the discovery of the puffins proves a seabird restoration works. It is not known for certain if the puffins seen this year managed to successfully rear a chick. That'll be the next step. That'll be the next step. 5 puffins were spotted in 2024. Then in spring this year, cameras set up as part of the rat eration program called 2 puffins coming in and coming from nesting burrows on the cliff edges. Their behaviour was bringing food back to the nest, so there was a positive sign that they were breeding. Seabirds face immense challenge globally, with 25% breeding species at risk of local or global extinction. So while a handful of puffins on the Thailand may seem small, this moment is huge. It proves seabird restoration works. Yeah, very happy to hear. Let's hope that they are breeding again, guys. Let's hope. That's a nice story to see. We're always bad news. We never hear enough good news. That's a nice story to hear. Let's have a look at some of the world news here, guys. Just a reminder, we've got about 16 minutes left. We finish at about 12 o'clock for those who are new here. Raise minimum wage makes no difference at all. Well, it doesn't if your bills are going up. That's why we got to freeze bills. You need to freeze bills. If we freeze bills, then people have more money in their pocket. Raising minimum wage does, raising people's wage packages and whatnot. It's not going to make a difference to your lives if your bills are still going up every year. It just means more of your income is just going into your bills. Yeah, that's the thing that really frustrates me. Where did he get the uniform? That's a good question, Counter Kev. Yeah, where did he get that uniform from? So, Associated Press here. Epstein emails reveal enduring ties with influential figures, even after his sex crime conviction. Yep. That does not surprise any of us. I don't think anyone's surprised by that. Seal escapes or a hunt by jumping onto photographer's boat. You got a video of this? A wildlife photographer out on a whale catching trip in waters off the Settle captured dramatic video footage of pod of a killer whale hunting seal that only survived by clambering onto the stern of the boat. Let me just 1 second because they're going to play a dumb ad. Just mute for a second. We'll have a gander in a second. Let's have a gander of this. I do like seeing these interesting videos here and there.
photographers in the Puget Sound. When we got closer to the whales, we noticed that a line for us.
The seal's right here.
Oh my god.
I'm definitely team orca.
Oh my god. Oh, you poor thing.
Oh.
I'm shaking right now.
Oh.
He is not trying to get on the boat. He is on our boat. You're good. Just stay, buddy.
Oh, poor thing.
No.
Oh, poor thing. Wow. Ah. That is the power of Mother Nature. Fascinating. What a fascinating experience. Absolutely fascinating indeed, guys. We're going to assume this. We are going to assume the seal got away. We're not going to look at the conclusion of that story. The seal got away, guys. That's it. End of discussion. Not have any other way around it. U.S. aircraft carrier needs Venezuela in flex of American military power. Oh, what were you like? Are you going to war or not? Like, what are you doing here? Trend of unproven perpetrators is spreading through influences of JFK junior allies. You can end the government shutdown overnight, but you can't even open government that fast. So is the government not opened yet then? They're still trying to finalise bits then, I'm assuming. Longest government shutdown, disruption, Yep, it's going to take whiles for the flights to get back going. 1.25 million federal workers haven't been paid since October the 1st, missing about $16 billion in wages according to official estimates. The workers were either furloughed or worked without pay in agencies across the federal government. Many struggled to make ends meet during that time, and the regional economy around Washington, D.C. took a hit. Office of Personnel Management, Civil Service posed the next step. Federal workers were expected to be back Thursday, saying that employees are expected to begin the workday on time. Normal operation procedures are in effect. Their paid owed to their workers will come by November the 19th. The money will go out in 4 separate tranches, depending on the agency, according to similar administrative officials. So they are going to get their money. They are going to get their money, the workers. Like, I'm happy for the workers, but again, like, just the grander scheme of things is that the Affordable Care Act is the biggest problem that I have. More than 150 Palestinians were held on a plane for around 12 hours in South Africa. Why? South African authorities faced heavy criticism Friday after they held more than 150 Palestinians, including a woman who is 9 months pregnant, on a plane for around 12 hours due to complications with their travel documents. What was... Could you have not taken them off the plane and then dealt with it? I'm sorry. Like, I really want to... This is something, like... This should not happen anywhere, okay? Like, I know it can be a kerfuffle to get people off a plane, sometimes for issues and whatnot, but why would you, like, holding them inside a plane? I just think it's just detrimental to people. I hate when this kind of stuff happens. A passenger who was allowed to meet the passengers while they were stuck on the plane said it was extremely hot and that children were screaming and crying. Yeah, like... Landing in a charter plane Johannesburg International Airport on Thursday morning after stopover Kenya, South Africa's port. Palestinian passengers did not have exit stamps from Israeli authorities, did not indicate how long they would be staying in South Africa, and had not given local addresses, leading immigration authorities to deny them entry, statements said. So what? They just jumped on a plane? Is that it? Just jump out? Is that it? The 153 passengers, including families and children, that were allowed to leave the plane on Thursday night after South Africa's Ministry of Home Affairs intervened. Local non-government organisation offered to accommodate them. Border Management Authority said 23 passengers since travelled to other countries. So 23 passengers had since travelled on to other countries, leaving 130 in Africa. It's not immediately clear how the charter plane was organised, where exactly it came from, why the passengers were able to leave Israel without the proper documentation, as South African authorities claim. Told national broadcast. Many of the Palestinians now intend to claim asylum in South Africa. Gifts to the Castle said it was the second plane carrying Palestinians to land in South Africa in the 2 weeks led. Passengers themselves did not know where they were going. They did not even know where they were going. So Israelis basically shoved them on a plane and say, get the F out of our country. Didn't care where they went. Possibly. Were they forced? Were they forced on the plane then, I'm assuming? He said both planes were believed to be carrying people for war-torn Gaza. Yeah. Interesting. There's a lot of questions there. Poland's new president nods to the far right in his first 100 days. Donald Tusk is going to have such a headache here with him. He's going to struggle to get things done in Poland. He really is with that president. Blue Origin launches huge rocket carrying twin NASA spacecraft to Mars. What are we doing? Going to Mars. It also recovered the booster following its separation from the upper stage of Mars orbiter. Interesting. I'm not going to watch the rocket launch, but when are we colonizing Mars? That's the real question. You know, I know people but for me, I don't understand why we haven't colonized the moon. If we haven't colonized the moon before I die, something's definitely wrong with the human race. Like, come on. We have the materials, we have the minds, we have the knowledge to do it. Why have we not done it, guys? Answers on a postcard, please. You know, I should be able to book a holiday to the moon by now. Trump defends his MAGA bona fire amid backlash from the base. The president's supporters are pushing back on policy proposals that see as contrary to his promise on immigration and the economy. It's falling apart for him. It's definitely struggle right now. Fate of Obamacare subsidies remain up in the air after shutdown. Yeah, because you guys didn't get the guarantees. You didn't get the guarantees, which means Obamacare subsidies are going to go. Thanks, Democrats. State and local opposition to new data shows it's gaining steam. Study shows Iran showcased ambition and advances at military museum after a setback of Israeli war. Republicans are more likely than Democrats to say they have good friends in the other party. I wouldn't know, so. When powerful people needed counsel, they turned to Jeffrey Epstein. Man had everything. The man had everything. He had all the control, all the money, and all the influence. Some Korean workers detained at Georgia raid have returned to work at Honduras site. Yes, the raid that they did at the site have been allowed to come back to work. Interesting. I thought a lot of them were sent back to South Korea. Chinese astronauts returned from space station after delay blamed on space debris damage. As long as nobody's been hurt, that's the most important thing. Army contacted more than 1,400 patients in gynecologist misconduct investigation. The medical center commander at Fort Hood says 85 patients have reached out to Army investigation over the past month. Russian massive attack on Kiev kills 4 injures 27. We're going to have a quick look at that before we wrap up, actually. I'm going to skip the next American news story, news article. Investigators who searched for a man who showed up at Anna Haber's office building with a bat. Oh my god, the man returned later with a bat and was allowed in the building after going through security screening. Two sources familiar with the matter said. Why would you let someone in with a without the bat? Okay, that's very weird. Would have been there. The running bike Plutonion has recalled more than 800,000 exercise bikes. Oh wow, what would be a fault with the? I'm generally curious what the fault would be. Justice Department joins a lawsuit over California redrawn map. This I hate this so much. These nasty Republicans, right? They're suing California for redrawing their district maps, right? These are the same. This is the same lot who are allowed the redrawing up of maps in Texas in order to gain more seats in the House. But now they're delaying the ones in California in order to give the Republican Party a better advantage when it comes to the midterms by having a lawsuit over it. A lawsuit that could drag on and on and on. So infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. It's okay for for Republicans, yeah, to redraw their district maps. But when it comes to Democrats, no, they have a problem with that. Which is why there's this lawsuit. Absolute ridiculous. Just so they can hold on to more power in the House when they do badly in the midterms, which they know they're going to do badly in the midterms. Any other interesting stories here? No. Well, I'll leave the NBC News for now. Right, let's have a quick look at this story. I know we haven't got much time left here. Hope they are not flying them back to Gaza. I don't think so. No, I think they're going to claim asylum. I think, yeah, they say quite a lot of them have applied for asylum. And South Africa is more, as we know, South Africa is very sympathetic to the Palestinian people. Main story from Al Jazeera from the live feed. Ukraine's capital Kiev comes under deadly Russian attack. Almost every district in Kiev has come under massive attack since dawn, the mayor has said. At least 5 people have been killed and 34 injured in the attack, according to Kiev's military information. Massive attack on its capital, then. Russian forces just 5 Ukraine fixed war on time, defense ministry said. Transparency amid what corruption pro. Kiev death toll rises. Number of people killed in Russia's attack. This was 46 minutes ago. According to the updated information, number of night strikes has increased to 5. Jesus. Russia's defense ministry claims to have seized 2 more Ukrainian villages there. Russian drone attack on Commonwealth kills 2, Oslo government says. Macron is to host Zelensky in Paris next week. Russia's Kiev attacked targeted military volunteers trained in UK, according to a report. State news agency I quoted military coordinator Sabria saying Russian troops attacked the Ukrainian special forces based in Kiev, Bospil, where volunteers trained in the UK and Germany were stationed. So, recap of development. State of emergency has been declared in Russia's Nokovich after a Ukrainian drone that damaged buildings at Grant Terminal, according to Russian media. Russian air defenses intercepted and destroyed at least 216 Ukrainian drones in attack launches overnight, the Ministry of Defense in Moscow has said. A resident in the Russian village of Obiskaya has been wounded in a Ukrainian drone attack, according to the regional governor there. Russian drones have struck Ukraine's southwestern Oslo region, injuring 1 person and causing fires to multiple buildings, local officials have said. I will probably do 1 or 2 possible short videos with regards to this as well. Yeah, at least 30 people overnight on Kiev as well. So they've managed to hit the capital quite significantly there, Russia. Aid still woefully short of Gaza needs as heavy rain and winter approaches. They're not going to open the Rafah crossing. They're just not allowing in more in. It's disgusting. India has called the Delhi blast an act of terror. How will it respond? US announces Southern Spear mission as forces deployed to South America. Amputees from Israel's Gaza war use homemade prosthetics to re-enter life. UK judge finds BHP group liable in Britain's worst environmental disaster. What other stories they got? Massive attack on there. Will Pakistan's defense overhaul strengthens or upset its military balance there as well? Interesting there. Got about a minute left. Let's shall we look at this one or look at Euro news or Africa news? Let's have a look at Africa news. Mali sees record surge in foreign kidnappings by jihadist groups. Sudan's unsung heroes risks lives to feed and heal amid the civil war. South Africa's finance minister slams Trump's genocidal claims ahead of the G20. Kenya says former soldiers among citizens fighting for Russia in Ukraine. Interesting. Senegal's president orders formation of National Gold Trade Center. Climate Action Tracker shows the world is not on target to reach the limit global warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius there as well. Any other interesting stories here, just out of curiosity from African news? No. We'll have to leave it there, guys. We will have to leave it there. Guys, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who came along today. Thank you guys who gave super chats and gifted memberships today. Really, really appreciate it. I've got... The work never stops for me, but I want to make this clear, guys. I know it does seem sometimes like I'm overworking myself, but there is a part of me that does enjoy this as well. And I will get on top of it all. You know, it's just I'm just trying to shore up a lot of things so that I want to shore up as much work to this month so that I don't have to do too much next month as we go into Christmas and into the new year as well, guys. So just a quick reminder, no afternoon live stream from me. Possible premiere video tomorrow, but I've undecided whether I'm going to do one or not. There'll be no Rumble or Patreon videos over the weekend, just for reference as well. And my next live stream won't be until Friday, until Monday morning, this Monday at 11 a.m. As for what's happening on Thursday coming up, I will probably do, I haven't decided what kind of live stream I'll do on Thursday, but there will be a live stream on Thursday. I'm probably not going to do the conflict live stream because it didn't really get that much traction. So I might try something different there. What I'll do, I don't know. But, well, I have to wait and see. Maybe I can get a guest on for the show at short notice, perhaps, and maybe we could do that as well, possibly, as an option as well. But thank you guys all for coming along again. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, whatever you guys are doing. Do stay warm, avoid the rain as much as you can. Have fun, all that good stuff, guys. And make sure you check out all the live streams that are taking place today as well. Daily Blase, Politics Social, Max Robespierre, A. Thompson, No Justice, and maybe even Big Madge might go live today as well. I know he went live yesterday evening as well. So keep your eyes out for other YouTubers as well. But before you go, if you can, before you head out, please hit that like button, shares across social media, subscribe to this channel, guys. We're very close to 2,500 subscribers. We're roughly about 40 subscribers away. We're getting there. We just want to get over to that 2,500 target that we had at the start of the year. So if you guys can help me get to that 2,500 subscription target, please do. Be greatly appreciated. Also, additional links in the comments as well, in the description as well, if you want to follow me on other social medias. And Rumble and Patreon video is dropping today as well. So if you guys want to check them out on those websites, you can do so as well. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.